fund and stuff.
Well, I mean, okay, if they go along with it, right?
Yeah.
As other schools putting this in, I mean, they've been pushing for this too. I mean, because I never seen anything coming up.
Well, they said in their explanation, they've had this same request from other school boards in recent years. We're just the first one to put it through this way. Like other ones may have called them up and said, hey, how about this? But we're the first ones to put it through as a resolution and get the whole delegate assembly to vote on it, so.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, I have a question on number one.
On number one, yes.
I think we've spoken about this before, but you said this is a continuing one, so it's been on there for, does this help us advocate for our lost building aid in any way? And have we exhausted all avenues on that, or have we?
I don't know, but the avenues are closing, obviously. But this does help us because this sort of thing is advocating that the state put the money back that they had said they were going to supply, and so they have started to put building aid back, but it's still not at the same level. So this still remains on there, asking them to go beyond what they were at 2011. So they put them back, but it's like that.
Right,
much.
but there's no retroactive clause in this that I can see.
No,
so
not.
It wouldn't affect us for when.
Not specifically like that. No.
And we can't petition them to do that, or.
I couldn't change. It would have to be a new resolution because this is one they've already established, so it couldn't be amended. But we could, you know what I mean?
So we would have to submit a new resolution.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
Should we? I mean, I know it's too late now, but.
We can talk about that later on.
Okay.
But yeah, that's always a possibility.
And these resolutions really are to help
Everybody.
shape,
Yeah,
and really to help shape the legislative advocacy goals and priorities, right, of the National School Board, of the New Hampshire School Board Association. So they'll use these, and that helps to identify when those bills come through that hit some of those. Then I think those are the ones that they
was thinking specifically what we could do to help our situation.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll make a motion that we designate Tim to vote on behalf of the Mascoma Board in approval of the continuing resolutions and the proposed resolutions. I kind of go with the same support that the recommendations do.
Yeah.
I have for the ones that are. Oh, this is a motion, so I won't go into that. But yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
The ones that are similar, the 10 and the 12, I do have the same preference as the New Hampshire School Board Association, that 10 is a little bit more broad, and not just in response to HB 544. So I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, because there's a short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
Whereas Hanover got a little wordy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, anything further? Roll call. Kim Josephson.
Aye.
Daniel Thompson.
Aye.
Hope Strugnell.
Aye.
Kathleen Stacy. Aye. Bruce Grove.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's unanimous. Thank you so much for doing all this, Tim.
Oh, no problem.
It's much appreciated.
I like seeing it really good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay, so we have opening week reports in our packet, and we have all the principals with us, which is great. So if you like, first one in my packet is Canaan Elementary, and we have Leo with us, so.
All right, so you all have my opening day in your opening day report in your packet. I think the things to probably highlight are opening day enrollment, 226 students. 37 of those are preschoolers, so they're not there every day. I put in a table that shows you average class sizes, because they do vary a bit depending on the grade level. And then I would say probably the other thing to focus on a little bit will be the major changes and initiatives that are different this year. The biggest change probably in our building is that we have started the art program, which means that 5 students who live in the CES part of the district that used to be in the NEC program at EVS have returned to CES. Along with that means that we also have had 5 trained paraeducators that were full-time at EVS come across with the students, which has been wonderful to help the students sort of acclimate to a new building and a new teacher and a new room. So that's been wonderful. It can be complicated. So we're still working on some logistics and getting some of the teachers up to speed on how to work with inclusion with some of the students. And then probably the second major change or initiative that has started already is using Ames Web in the building to progress monitor our students. We're trying to keep an eye on sort of more frequent, shorter assessments. We're also hoping to eliminate one of the older assessments that we no longer want to use instead of use Ames Web instead, because it's all online and it's fairly simple to analyze whether or not any interventions that you're using with students are actually having an impact. So we can put in interventions for math or for reading, and then we can finally use Ames Web to see actually how that is helping our students. So that's been exciting to get started. We're just in the benchmarking phase. We've got probably another 4 days of benchmarking, and then we'll have all of our fall benchmarks done, and then we'll move into progress monitoring. I guess the only other thing that was a little bit new as well, that was new, is this summer, Canaan in the past, CES has housed the ESY program, but in addition this past summer, we housed the summer learning program, which was a program for pretty much open to anyone in CES or EVS 3 days a week to have their students come and do kind of hands-on science, inquiry, project-based learning. It was really fun. The kids had a great time. They learned a lot. It was like doing experimental science all day, which was kind of lovely. And so that happened in the building as well. And that's about it. I did want to put for appreciations, I have what I call kind of the usual suspects, which for me is the staff, which is awesome, the PTA and the community. But in addition, I did want to kind of give a shout out to the 5 para-educators that came over to the building. It's been amazing to see them work with these students they work with, and they are so patient and so skilled, and I think it's been a really a net plus for the building. So, any questions?
I was happy to see like how quickly you were able to at the traffic at the end of the day, because like I happened to drive by on the first day or the second day of school, and it was like, oh no, but then like 2 days, like it was taken care of. So it was nice to see creative solutions, and
Yep.
I hope it's gotten better now. It sounds like it has. So.
Yeah, I think so. I went out the next day to sort of watch where the backup was happening, because my assumption, which turned out to be wrong when I heard about it, was that we were too slow putting the kids in the cars. What we quickly learned is that they were backed up all the way to Route 4 before we were anywhere near the end of the day. So what turned out is that I think all the parents was the first week, they were so anxious to pick up their kids that before like 2:40, all of the parents were lined up in cars. So I just had to send them a note and say, look, you're not going to get your kids until 3 anyway. So, and that actually worked beautifully. Enough pushed back when they showed up that we didn't have to worry anymore.
Okay, good.
That seemed to help, but. Yeah, backing up to Route 4 was not a great way to do our first day of dismissal.
They're excited though, you know, I get it, it's exciting.
Yeah. Anything else for Leah? Okay, much appreciated, thank you, Leah. And next, we have EVS, we have Mr. Little with us tonight.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Nice to join you in person, thank you. It's been a while.
Yes.
So a couple items that I'll highlight in my report, and actually before I do anything else, I want to just piggyback what Leah shared about Ames Web. In my 7 years in the district, I feel like this is the most significant step that a building has taken on an academic front. We've done lots of good work. We've had a lot of focus on social emotional and a lot of stuff with the physical plant, but I think this is huge because we talk about lifting our academic standards, and until we have good quantifiable objective measures that we can use and watch and look at on a frequent basis, we really can't assess the extent to which the work that we're doing, the different initiatives we're trying are being effective. So I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be great. And I think the staff, the EVS, is pretty excited about this as well. I would say chomping at the bit is not an understatement at this point. We've been talking about it for some time. So, but a couple notes that I'll share here under staffing. I've highlighted for you all the different kind of shifts and changes, some folks in new roles in the building, some folks from the district in new roles at EVS. I did note on here that in our student support center, we are without a behavior coach for the second year in a row. And this is through no fault of anyone in particular. We've tried to staff this position. And we actually had someone in the position that I think was going to be great. And the fit wasn't right. And there was a very late departure. So we're going to make it work again, just like we made it work last year. A big piece of that is Megan Moore, who is a contracted BCBA with the district. She's worked with the district for several years wearing other hats. She's going to be great. There's some confusion about the amount of time she's spending at the Enfield Village School that we need to sort out. But she's a major asset and it's necessary to help us be successful on the behavior front of the school. In terms of physical changes, I've noted a couple of things in here. To be honest with you, the list of physical changes to the building has been longer years previous. I think there was a lot of work that was outlined for the summer that was budgeted for that did not get done. And I think that, part of that was supply issues, part of that's labor shortages. Amanda and Prado and I have a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we're going to be able to look at that and talk about that and figure out how to iron out some of the things that we're supposed to have gotten done that didn't get done. But by and large, the building is certainly in good shape and is safe and comfortable, and we're doing well there. We just have a couple things that we want to make sure we get done that we said we were going to get done. I'm also going to quickly mention we did something a little bit different this fall. We did universal screenings for all of our kindergartners. This is a practice that's pretty common in neighboring districts and one that has shown yielded good results. We have been talking about doing this for several years now. I think kind of COVID came along and derailed some of our ambitions. At this point, we've screened all of our kinders for speech and language, and we have plans to screen for with OT for fine and gross motor issues, and there's talk of doing some sort of dyslexia screening as well. I think it's been helpful. I think it's an obligation that we have to do. Through Child Find, we are obligated legally to go out in the community and start looking for kids with gaps at age 3, and we do that, and I think Bonnie McCooch did a great job of that in her time. You're never going to catch every one of them, right? And I think that Lisa Nevins, who's now working at both EVS and CES, following in Bonnie's shoes, will do a phenomenal job for us as well. But in my mind, if we haven't caught them through Child Find in those early years, then our second chance is when they walk through our door in kindergarten, and we should be looking at every single kid. And if we have some with significant deficits, we should be addressing those deficits as early as we possibly can. So I think that process has been good. Some kinks to iron out there as well, but we're doing it, and we're making some progress there. I guess the other thing I'll mention, not in my report, but you've probably heard murmurings about the right turn only off the property at the Enfield Village School. That was a conversation that Roy and I had over the summer. He had concerns about the crossing guard and the distance from where the crosswalk was and trying to tighten that up. And to be honest, what we did last year was always just a little bit hairy. So it was actually Roy's idea to have that right turn only. I certainly support it. I think it's a good idea. I think it makes things safer. It does make things a little less convenient for some. As someone who would prefer to turn left out of the parking lot, having to turn right, to be honest with you, I do it at 6:30 in the morning, or I do it at 5 o'clock at night too sometimes, just because that's the way the traffic's going to let me go, and I make my way across that bridge to get home. So at the end of the day, we get there and everyone's safer because of it. So if you have heard from your constituents, I apologize, and I apologize to the constituents for the inconvenience, but I do think it's the right, safe move for our kids and our community. Any questions?
I just think on that note, because I drive through there every morning, I've seen you, and I think you're right on that right turn. I think it makes more sense. It's gone smoother in the morning from a driver perspective, because we're not having to have like other cars like wait to cut in, and the only stop is when he's like lets cars turn into the school. That's it. Right. So it seems to be smoother, and like I can be back by Mickey's and I'll get through EVS within 2 minutes, which is good with me. So
now we want to do right by all of our taxpayers, all of our commuters, people who don't have children at the schools. They've got to get to work. We don't want to time up for 20 minutes. So we want to be safe. We want to be efficient. I think we're doing the best we can. So
you can easily turn left on as a King, right? Just if you want to go back.
There are several options.
Yeah.
You've got High Street. You've got
High Street. That's right. Yeah.
of growth. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So there's certainly ways to do it. And there's a little bit of pitch to both, and there are concerns expressed about the winter time, and we may need to talk with the town about making sure that not that those roads haven't been well maintained, but to make sure that more people are going to be going down them. But I think we're in good shape.
Bridget.
I'm coming. I'm just, I want to unmute here. I want to hurry up, so I want, hear the other reports with Tina. Harrison, I'm disappointed. It must be, I didn't get your report in my packet, and I didn't get your field trip in my packet, but I did go through there Monday morning because I had to go to the dentist up in Hanover, and I did notice the cones, and I wasn't backed up from the school all the way to Baltic Mill, so that was great. And I got through there about, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 7:30, somewhere in that vicinity. So that's the only thing I got to talk to you about. I missed your 4-page report, so I'm so used to getting it. So
it was submitted late. That's on me, Brewster. It wasn't 4 pages this time. So when you do get it, it'll be a quicker read than is typical.
Well, you can send it to me personally. How's that? I mean, have them. And when we get to the field trips, don't expect me to sit there and look at your field trips. I don't have that either. So
I can share them both with you right now, Brewster.
I got you.
Okay, anything else for Harrison? Okay, much appreciated, Harrison.
Thank you.
Oh, one question.
Yes, ma'am.
How is the fundraising going for the playground project? Is there anything else we can do for that?
We're still chipping away.
Okay.
Christy and Melanie have been absolutely just steadfast in working and we're making progress. It's just, it's drips and drabs, to be completely honest with you. And it's a big number to hit.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting to need to raise $41,000 out of, point collections and, but, it's been a hard year for a lot of folks, and there are other things people are focused on. I think the timing was just unfortunate. Like, we rolled out this whole campaign just before COVID came along and diverted funds elsewhere. So it will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen. And actually, one of the things that we need to get done, because we have the money for now, is sort of the groundwork. So we're going to start chipping away at little pieces of this before we have all the money that we hope to raise. But Melanie and Christy are not giving up, are not showing any signs of. There's frustration, but they're still going strong.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, kudos to them and to the whole group for continuing the efforts. It's very much appreciated, and hopefully the Byrne Foundation match will still be available.
There was no timeline on it, to be
Okay,
honest.
good.
And we've been checking in, but I our experience with Byrne is that they've always been very supportive
Yes.
of their word, and I think that we'll be fine on that front.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And next up we have Tina. Hello.
So I live really far away. My bedtime's 8 o'clock, so I was not going to be there tonight. I just can't do it. I think I might know someone that can get all the school board members masks. I might be able to take care of that for you. So you can all get Indian River School masks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I did tell Cookie yesterday that you don't want me driving a bus either. We discussed that at length at dismissal time yesterday.
I was trying to recruit her. She was like, no.
No, you don't want me driving the bus. No. I did, my reports are in your packet. I did want to just kind of give you an overview of a few other things. We had a great summer. ESY and the project-based learning programs were in our building. They were really amazing, awesome, a great way for those teachers, Mrs. Westgate, Mrs. Follinsby, to roll out some great project-based learning. And the ESY program run by Mrs. Frost was really successful. The building had some projects done over the summer. I did have those in the packet, but if you have not been in the building, the skylight when you walk in the foyer has really just changed, like the light when you walk in. It looks amazing. It's great to have students fully back in the building. The building's full, it's busy, it feels sort of normal. Masks are on, but it feels really good. The staff participated in some professional development around our advisory program. We were awarded a grant by the New Hampshire DOE around advisory. So the staff participated in that, and that will fully roll out in the next couple of weeks. The Cliff Grant, which was our big $25,000 grant that we were awarded, kicked off last Friday. That was awesome. Kids picked out their free books. Athletics is underway. The new staff's doing great, and they're all listed in your packet. Their energy, they're just awesome. We did NWEA. We're working on that this week, and that information, we're not doing Ames Web. We're going with STAR for math and reading progress monitoring, and that will support our response to intervention. National Junior Honor Society, which is new this year, their application process will be going through. We can't wait to have field trips. April Guinness is awesome. Her energy, she's picking up the job. She's really awesome. And the high school, I think, misses her because they check in with her often. It's great because we go back and forth all the time. I go over to see Mr. Toll. Mr. Toll comes to see us. It's really good. Upcoming, we have picture day, we have flu clinics, and then we have a day of experiential learning. So we're going to, Teresa Westgate and Follinsby going to do we're going to have a full day of experiential learning. So it's going to be awesome. Kids are going to learn. We have all different activities. Teachers are planning for that day, and that's our early dismissal day.
Okay.
So we are busy, but we're having a blast. Do you have any questions?
Anyone have anything? Kirsten? You're
Wait a
muted.
minute, Brewster. You're muted.
I wasn't muted. I pushed the right button. I've been doing this pretty good tonight. You guys gotta,
About then.
you gotta give me kudos here. I'm sitting right here going right through all this
Brewster, I
stuff.
will give you kudos. You're doing awesome tonight. I have noticed. I appreciate that.
Well, okay. So anyway, first time I've ever met Tina, so that's even better because I don't think I've met her in the year and a half, year plus she's been
Listen,
here. So.
I'm around. Come see me. It's all good.
Okay. All right. Anyway, great report. And I did get your report. So that was even better. And your field trip report, which we'll see later. All right. That's all I got to say. And I go to bed early too. So thank you.
No, my report, I always precede Harrison for some reason. His report's like 20 minutes long, 4 pages long. I go between Mr. Toll and his reports. I just balance it.
Harrison's going to write a book. That's what he's doing.
We appreciate him though. Any other questions for me?
Okay, let me know whenever you want to start training, Tina. Quick tutorial.
I will ride the bus with you because the kids will love to see me when I get on the bus, but there's no doubt.
Oh, you can calm a bus down, that's for sure. Thank you,
It's a
Tina.
gift. Thank you.
All right, and last but not least, Mr. Toll, Kevin, where are you? No, Mr. Toll? No, Mr. Toll?
Maybe it's past his bedtime. Maybe it's bedtime 7.
Oh. Well. Well, I guess it's me. I guess it's you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have his opening report in your packet. You can see that he has outlined some of the new teachers. Some of the names you will notice are transplants from IRS over to the high school. Let's see, so you do have some names there. One of those names will probably change as there will be a resignation to follow here fairly soon. Currently all positions at the high school have been filled, should also be changed. We are still currently, as I explained before, looking for a science teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that the high school is off to a good start. Very good. Right. Thank you. All right, first day enrollment. We have that information. Okay.
It looks like next year, IRS and the high school will flip again as far as numbers. Because we have a very large class in grade 8, and a very small class in grade 12, and a very small class in grade 4.
Yes.
So, I mean, not that they're too far off from each other right now.
No, but you're kind of starting
Yeah.
to see the leveling out trend, I think, that I have been talking about. Whereas you're running between 35 and 40 students at a grade level, close, a couple fewer in Enfield. But, gone are the days when I was the principal in Canaan and you had, 60 kids, 20, 3 full fourth grade classrooms, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing the end of that as you get to this current 8th grade year. My son Reese's class is the next class, so he's in 7th grade, and you're seeing a 90. And after that, the numbers start to really sort of level off. You've got a blip in 5th grade. That's a nice high blip. I think Leah spoke about that, losing a significant number of kids as they went from 4th grade into 5th grade for enrollment purposes. So you're starting to see, when I first came here 6 years ago, the blips were low classes, right? A class of 70 was a blip because that was low. Now a class of 70 is kind of a trend. A class of 90 is a blip because it's a little on the higher side. The positive news, though, is that we are holding steady, right? Those numbers have held steady. You can see the 40s holding pretty steady, between 35 to 40 students in each grade level at both elementary schools is a nice kind of steady hold for us.
Yeah. Any questions for them? Seeing none, we'll move on to field trips. So first one up is Canaan Elementary. I think we'll go through them all, and then you want to do individual approvals or all at once?
I'm good all at once.
All at once is
We,
fine.
if we just take them each time, just look.
I'll just go through and see if anyone has questions on any particular school.
And I think just as a general disclaimer, we're obviously not going to go anywhere that doesn't feel safe.
Right.
And things can change between now and the field trip.
Yep, I love Leah's starting with the TBD.
Yes.
Here's where she would like to go, but when, we're not really sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if it helps as you look at it, but these are the standard ones for us. I don't think there's anything that you haven't seen in years past. And again, we said to put them in as placeholders, so we'll have to see how it all unfolds.
Okay. Enfield Village School, the dates. Should they be 2021?
Yep.
Okay, just,
And to be honest with you, all I did was so typically we do 2 field trips a year, and it's sort of standard by grade level. One is a performance of some sort, the other one is to a location. Most of them are outdoors. So right now, I'm assuming that we'll be able to safely transport, and we won't be doing indoor venues. That could change, I suppose, and being a little bit conservative, but what I've done is I've just taken all the indoor venues off the books there, and you have the ones we typically do, that would be Village Farm, et cetera, that we can safely be right outside, but I will update the dates. And Brewster, it is shared with you.
check your email.
I don't want the email. I want it in my hand so I can look at it. Okay.
Stop being so
right.
fussy.
No. I'm particular about these field trips. Right?
Yes, I know.
Okay. All right. So what do you?
So, do you have Indian River in front of you? Do you have Indian Rivers?
The only one I don't have is Harrison. I don't have any of his stuff.
Right on your desk here.
It's actually here for you.
Well, then you send it by carrier pigeon. I don't care. Whatever. I don't get to the office much. I can't right now. So.
All right, so Indian River School. Let's see.
So does that mean? So before you jump on this Indian River School, does that mean these out-of-state things they're not going to go to, or what are we talking about here on this COVID situation?
We're taking it as an as-see approach. You'll notice that most of these are scheduled for the spring, and I'd like to hold and hope that we may be able to go on some field trips in the spring. So it's going to have to be a wait-and-see approach. We certainly aren't going to send kids anywhere now, or if we feel that it's unsafe.
But you have to, so like the one in particular that I went to 6 years ago, which I wouldn't mind going again because I know what to do, is the one down in Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. They got to plan that way ahead. So right at the moment, they really, you're looking at that.
I don't foresee that happening. I'm very hesitant to say that there would be a French or Spanish trip
Yeah.
this year
Okay.
also.
Okay, I just thought I'd bring it up because, okay,
But I do know from my middle school that they are trying to start the history club again
They
at
are
VIII,
starting,
which is good. But, you know, whether or not they go on a trip is another question.
That is correct.
To DC, like maybe
Yeah,
they do something.
I don't
else.
foresee a DC trip this year,
Yeah.
but the history club is starting up again.
All right, and on to the high school.
same thing applies.
Should we put the new teacher's name there instead of Mr. Morrison?
Our
Yeah,
teacher.
probably, should say French.
I was like, that's not right.
The first two should say Morse though for band and chorus.
Yes, yes, I'm just talking about the Korean Museum, the Food
Yes.
Museum. and-
Yeah, those two.
The trip in October, Experience the Arts, I can't see where they're going.
In October?
Yeah, the
Yeah, third
third one
one.
down.
Oh,
The Isabel Stewart Museum.
Oh, thank you. So the earliest ones are in October.
I'm not sure we'll meet those deadlines, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, the junior class trip is usually in October,
Yeah, it's in the
isn't it?
fall. It's a
Yeah.
fall trip.
Because it's, yeah, 'cause they go to Salem, right? Is it Salem? or-
Yes.
Yeah, House of Seven Gables.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fascinating.
Ain't going.
You wanna go to that one?
I could go to that one, but I bet you the governor down there in Massachusetts, he shuts everything down here. So who knows? Who knows? I'll go to that one.
Of course, all these things, you know, all states for music and, you know, music things, obviously are all dependent upon COVID.
Yeah, they're
And
even
where
held.
they're going and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So if we approve all these, they're basically run through you, and they either thumbs up or thumbs down. They go through the COVID process,
That's correct.
even if we approve them.
That is correct. And some of these I can't even guarantee will be held.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, France is on here and they would have had to have started fundraising
Yeah.
for
I
that.
was gonna ask if we strike that one from the list.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I would not approve a list with it on
Yeah.
there, but I would be happy to talk about it at some point, but, you know,
Right,
but not blanket on a list.
right.
Yep.
Maybe if the borders open up, they can go to Quebec.
Oh, yeah, they are actually opening up for vaccinated. So, you know,
take that one off.
The other thing that I don't see on here, that in the past, there have been some, and it could be just that there aren't any going on, but in the past, we've had some, like college fairs that we've bused kids to.
Yeah, we've gone to Plymouth.
They haven't always been on the field trip form, but I've always
Yeah.
thought that they should be.
I can ask about those.
Okay. And it could be that people just are, or, you know, there's not this big group
Might
college
be
fairs.
virtual, like,
Yeah. It could be that they're just sending reps to schools directly more often or having the virtual stuff.
Yeah, I can find that out.
Why can't you do you meet like every 2 weeks and you got these field trips already coming up when they're coming up? Why can't you just, with approval from us, with your blessing, Amanda's, we'll see them come up before they go. I mean, in other words, that way you'll know. I mean, you're just doing a carte blanche without this COVID thing, with this COVID thing, all these trips. You know, you can almost, you know, block out a bunch of them that you know they're not going to happen if things don't get better. So, I mean, I don't have a problem approving it, but we just, you know, we got so many in here to try to say yes or no to because of the COVID thing. So, I think it's got to be like every board meeting, if something's coming up within the next month or so, it gets brought to our attention. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think we already pretty much get them at the end. you know, like, updated information in regards to,
It's not,
I mean, it would certainly be, I think the only one that's an issue here is the high school, right?
Yeah.
Because when I
Yeah.
look at everybody else, you've got nothing starting before April.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, if the board would like me to say to the high school, no field trips until April, I can certainly block that out. I just can't guarantee that,
I think maybe we just.
I can't guarantee I'll remember to ask your permission for every field trip.
No,
though.
that's not what we're
No,
looking for.
that's what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. All right, whatever. I mean, that is what
I'm okay with saying no to like October field trip. I'm okay with that,
okay.
if that would be what the board would like.
Maybe,
I don't wanna take away the Deerfield Fair from the,
yeah,
you know,
I'm like,
that one's coming up.
yeah,
I know what Bruce is saying though, like, make, not necessarily like tell it like approval everyone, but maybe just a reminder, or, maybe for the bigger ones like that, I don't know.
So why don't we do the 3 schools?
Okay,
We don't have an issue with.
Yep.
And then with the high school, let's just put a little contingents, depending on the COVID regulations, I don't know how to word it, but, it's just FYI, be a little bit more stringent with, their trips for.
You can make it subject to COVID updates to apply.
well, actually, looking at this, like, the only out-of-state ones that are going to, aside from Life Smarts, if they qualify
Right.
for finals, they're all in Massachusetts.
We're in Boston.
Yeah,
Right.
going to Boston, so I'm not as, it's just Massachusetts, it's not part of it, but I know what you're saying.
You're not going to get, you're not going to be able to get the history trip booked, and that's not going to happen. Even if because they got to book it between now and November at the latest to go there. So that one's, you got to pretty much take off the books. So unfortunately, I don't think they can't. You can talk with who organized it before over there at the high school. He's still there, and he's already, he had to plan way ahead of time. I know that from going to that trip. That's one of them right off the bat. I'm not trying to make this hard. I'm just trying to, so you understand that we're giving them approval, but I think we're going to be pulling some of them off the table right off the bat.
Well, they'll be wearing masks when they go.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any guidance here on this kind of thing, from the
There's not,
NHSBA
you're
or
correct.
CDC.
That's
or-
right.
You're correct, Hope.
Yep. We haven't put any restrictions on the sports.
right, and none of them play,
They don't play out of state. but-
well, IRS.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're playing any Vermont teams this year.
Oh,
or
yeah,
not.
Vermont might not even have any teams
Right.
going, or just sticking within state, actually. So yeah, they probably aren't even going over there.
Yeah.
All right, well then, to speed things up, okay, I'll make a motion that we approve field trips for CES, EVS, and IRS as presented.
I'll second.
Are we going to strike the DC trip from IRS?
When does it take place? I don't foresee that trip being able to happen. They haven't done any fundraising.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am concerned down payments would be due, Brewster's not wrong, and that
Yeah.
you'd need to
Yeah.
book this by November.
Yeah. So not necessarily as presented.
Okay, yes, strike DC trip from IRS. I amend my motion.
Any further discussion on those 3 schools? I see it none. Chip Josephson,
Aye.
Daniel Thompson,
Aye.
Kathleen Stacy,
Aye.
Hope Stragnow, Bruce DeGove.
I'll abstain, please.
Yes. So now onto the high school field trips.
So I would say that if there's by some miracle, we could make a trip to DC, we would just bring this back to the.
Yes,
board.
yes,
that's
of
fine.
course, yeah.
Yes,
My encouragement.
yes.
I'd be happy to do that. So that's kind of the ground, why don't we strike that middle ground
Yeah.
of like, if by some miracle in January, and there's money available.
Yep, because I think they just told the kids about it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'll fly him down on an Air Force One and bring him back after we go to the ball game.
There you go.
All right. Oh, Air Force Two, probably.
All right, high school, what would we like to do?
I think definitely removing the French
Yep.
trip,
Yes.
to France. French trip.
I don't necessarily have problems with the October ones.
No, because how many, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, there's 3 potential ones that are listed here, all.
The only one is the Salem one.
Right, and who knows if that's even gonna be a thing, but if it is available.
Yeah.
I mean.
And it's not outside walking, it's
Yeah.
not shoes, so they're inside, the different exhibits, but they move them right along.
They sure
don't,
do.
And they have to wear their mask
They
in
have
the
to.
bus anyway and all
Yeah.
that stuff,
Masters
so.
District.
I don't really have a problem
No.
with any of these 3 that are listed for potentially in October.
Also the one, like the Isabella Stewart Museum.
Yeah.
Like, how many kids take AP European and
Yeah.
ancient history or whatever, it's not a ton, is it? Like a
It's
dozen?
not a ton, no.
No, it's like a dozen maybe?
Less than
Less
20,
than 20?
Yeah.
There
less
you
than
go.
20.
And probably the same for the Deerfield Fair,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we had, well, we didn't go last year, but the year before, I would have to say, I had about 40 kids.
okay.
Yeah, it was pretty decent, with
Yeah.
chaperones,
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
so that wouldn't include everybody, but yeah, it was, and that's outside, so.
That's outside, yeah.
And these fairs have been going on, so hopefully.
Yeah.
That will be on. Bruce?
You can accept the Salem one because Salem was closed down last year, and I already know that Salem has already said that they're gonna have their Salem activities this year for October, for the haunted stuff and all that stuff. You just have to wear a mask, and all their places are gonna be open down there. So I already know about that. That's definitely gonna be a go down there. If people are vaccinated, still gotta wear a mask, but I don't see a problem with them going down there for that. Because
They're
Massachusetts.
not spending the night.
No.
So.
No, they're not.
Just the
No, no, but I'm just saying the Salem thing is they can go down there because last year they didn't have any activities at the Salem.
Right.
Are we requiring vaccination status to let these kids go, or we just, anybody does?
Anybody goes.
We have not tackled that.
No.
Okay, so we took off the French one. We have no problem so far with the October trips. Do we have any other concerns that we want to put into the motion for these? I don't. Okay, so I'll take motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the high school field trips as presented with the subtraction of French.
I'll second it.
Okay, Brewster, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none. Jim Josephson?
Aye.
Danielle Thompson?
Aye.
Vote start now.
No.
Kathleen Stacy?
Yes.
Bruce to go.
Yes,
And Cookie is a yes. Okay, so it passes 5 to unanimous forward and 1 no. All right. Next up, we have the MS 25, 2020-2021 approval. And that's for the Robert.
I'll make a motion that we approve the MS 25 and the DOE 25 for 2020, 2021.
Second.
Discussion. Any questions, Robert, or?
this was due September 1st.
It's already been uploaded in the system, Brewster.
Oh, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it in front of me here, that's all, I mean.
No,
These are just
where
the cover
is it?
sheets with the signatures. The actual spreadsheet has been uploaded already.
Because usually we sign these, right?
Yes, you'll need to stop in sometime, Rooster, and sign these for us.
That's no problem, I'll do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can pick up your printouts at the same time.
And I'll give you your other paperwork too.
No, that doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Uh-uh. Harrison owes me one. Harrison owes me.
Oh, goodness, okay. Any further-
I have a quick question. How does the ESSR funds relate to this, like, in terms of revenues? Does that go in here, or?
It's grant, so those are grants.
Those are grants.
Those are grants. Those are run strictly off the grants system.
Okay, so. Do they show on this?
It's a no,
I
'cause
don't
they're not
believe
part
they
of the-
do.
They're not part of the
Adequacy,
general fund.
yeah, adequacy aid would show in there as revenue, but grants do not. It's my limited business administrator's experience.
Is that a separate report? Just out of curiosity.
The grants reporting system is a separate system, yes.
Anything further? Okay, seeing none, have a motion to approve the MS 25 for 2020-2021. Roll call, Tim Josephson.
Aye.
Danielle Thompson.
Aye.
Hope Stragnow. Aye. Kathleen Stacy. Aye. Bruce to go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, that's unanimous. 6-0. And next is the DOE 25, and we're looking for approval for that for 2020.
We did.
I did it in one.
Together.
I did it as
all
one.
together.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we're gonna vote. Too busy writing.
Way back.
Here, I'll sign the second one.
So agenda items for the next meeting. We can have committee reports and so forth. I don't know if anyone has anything in particular that they're.
I'm trying to think. I know there's something that we.
We'll have a review of the mitigation strategies.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes. And at some point, I will be bringing policies back.
Oh, I thought we had totally conquered every policy.
Oh, I have a huge stack on my desk I
I'm
just can't
sure.
get to.
Sure.
Darn.
All right.
But
Well,
I can't guarantee any policies for next time.
If you want to put some in EIC, we can do that.
Yes, or I was just gonna ship some to a couple of people that have volunteered to read them before. But I will look at
Whatever.
the newest update from the New Hampshire School Board
Oh, yeah.
Association, and that is out. So I will
And,
look
yeah.
at that and see if any fit into different committee work. Thanks for offering, Tim.
Anytime.
Anyone else for the agenda?
We have a moratorium on policies.
Of course. No. We've already had a break for the summer.
Yep.
Back to cracking the whip. She's looking so forward to doing that, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's go into public comments. Hi, Dan.
I just got one, and it's a question. Do we have concerns with the Biden mandate that it's going to have an effect on food service as well as Butler? Because I think they've both got more than 100 employees. That we might lose some people.
I hope not, Dan.
That's why I say, do we have concerns?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're still waiting for the OSHA regulations, right? Because that's where it's gonna
Well, yeah, but
potentially come from.
I mean, if you go by the mandate, if there's more than 100 employees, then they've got 90 days. It could take a lot more than 90 days for that to go through the court.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is where the question about testing also comes through, because that was one of the alternatives.
Right.
Right.
So that may have an impact on whether or not we were providing testing or having a testing partner, like at the Mascoma Community Health Center or something.
Yeah.
Right, or some of that stuff. Good question.
Good question, yes. Anyone else? Do we have anyone, Tamara, run? No. Okay. Okay. And do, for our, personnel resignations?
Yes.
Yes.
I think these are in your packet. Are these the ones included in the packet?
No,
No?
This one, yes, this one, no.
I didn't get any.
Oh,
This one is in there.
well, here. I'm happy to.
Then,
You have any in mind?
you might have just gotten added.
Oh.
Because I literally downloaded it right before I went out.
Yeah. You had a check.
Oh, thank you.
Am I gonna be able to see this or not?
Yes, Brewster, it's in the online packet. He's muted, but he's talking.
Yep,
Just get his hands up, watch out.
I don't have it. It's not in my packet.
Do you have, did Martha email them to you?
No, but I can get the online packet.
So this is just, I'm gonna continue on, Cookie, if that's
Yes.
okay, we'll get them for Brewster. So you can see that we just have some renewals for some of the club activities and the co-curricular activities. We did have Morgan King listed on here. She was originally hired to go to the Canaan Elementary School. She will be transferring over to the Enfield Village School. You'll also see at the bottom, we have Kara Diaz, who has resigned her position as the Earth Physical Science teacher at the high school. The second page that you have are just more renewals, so people that have done the professional development committee, as well as some of the mentors that we use. So those are all renewals up for your approval.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. And motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the staff nominations as present and resignations as presented.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, seeing none. Tim Josephson,
Aye.
Danielle Thompson.
Aye.
Kathleen Stacy.
Aye.
Hope Starknow. Aye. Bruce to go.
Yes,
Craig Cookie, yes, and passes unanimously. And do we have any non-public tonight?
We do for the purposes of hiring and for legal reasons.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we go into non-public in accordance with RSA 91-A:3, Roman 2, subset B.
And
L.
second.
It's not on here.
I was looking for that letter.
Okay. Tim Josephson.
Aye.
Danielle Thompson. Aye. Hope Starknow.
Aye.
Kathleen Stacy. Aye. Bruce to go.
Yes,
Craig Cookie, yes, we are in non-public. We'll wait till it's clear.
Okay.
Good timing, but volleyball ends at 7:30 over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on over when you're done.
Oh.
And I'm like, poke your head in here though, so I know you got in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why have to poke my head in? And I'm
Okay,
like,
see you
yes,
tomorrow.
I wanna know that you're here.
Recording in progress.
I'm sure she'll love that. Because she just wants stuff there to read.
Good night, Rob.
and John Sweetland and Skip Talk are
Yes.
not gonna do the music?
They're not gonna, they'll probably help.
Yeah, they'll
They're not
help,
gonna be,
but they'll not be the main advisors.
Right.
Okay,
right, and Amy's gonna do the,
IRS fall.
IRS fall one.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I heard about Dr. Lorenz
Yes,
and his diagnosis.
yes, I know.
Yeesh.
You do, all right. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the staff nominations.
I'll make a motion to approve staff nominations as presented, non-public, minus individual one, individual A.
Second. Danielle Thompson for the second. All those in favor of the motion, Jim Josephson,
Aye.
Danielle Thompson.
Aye.
Hope Strad now. Aye. Kathleen Stacy. Aye. Bruce to go.
Do we get enough?
Yeah, I heard it, yeah.
Okay, and Cookie Hebert a yes, it's unanimous. Do we have anything else before I adjourn? Seeing none, we're adjourned at 8:03.
All right.
I did this.